report, correct?
Not in our reports. We advert to the counterintelligence goals of our investigation, which were secondary to any criminal wrongdoing that we could find.
Let's talk about one administration official in particular, namely President Donald Trump. Other than Trump Tower Moscow,
hundreds of
your
millions of dollars.
report does not address or detail the president's financial ties or dealings with Russia, correct?
Correct.
Similarly, since it was outside your purview,
They
your
should.
report does not
Let's
address the
investigate that.
question of whether Russian oligarchs engaged in money laundering through any of the president's businesses, correct?
Correct.
And of course, your office
Yeah,
did
let's look at
not
that.
obtain the president's tax returns, which could otherwise show foreign financial sources,
I'm not
correct?
going to speak to that. I'm not going to speak to that.
In July 2017, the president said his personal finances were off limits or outside the purview of your investigation, and he drew a quote-unquote red line around his personal finances. Were the president's personal finances outside the purview of your investigation?
I'm not going to get into that.
Were you instructed by anyone not to investigate the president's personal finances?
No.
Mr. Mueller, I'd like to turn your attention to counterintelligence risks associated with lying. Individuals can be subject to blackmail if they lie about their interactions with foreign countries, correct?
True.
For example, you successfully charged former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn of lying to federal agents about his conversations with Russian officials, correct?
Correct.
Since it was outside the purview of your investigation, your report did not address how Flynn's false statements could pose a national security risk because the
There you go.
Russians knew the falsity of those
Cohen got a get out of jail
statements,
free
right?
card.
I cannot get into that mainly because there are many elements of the FBI that are looking at different aspects of that issue.
Currently.
Correct.
Thank you. As you noted in volume 2 of your report, Donald Trump repeated 5 times in one press conference, Mr. Mueller, in 2016, quote, "I have nothing to do with Russia." Of course, Michael Cohen said Donald Trump was not being truthful because at this time Trump was attempting to build Trump Tower Moscow. Your report does not address whether Donald Trump was compromised in any way because of any potential false statements that he made about Trump Tower Moscow, correct?
That's right. I think that's right.
Director Mueller, I want to turn your attention to a couple other issues. You've served as FBI director during 3 presidential elections, correct?
Yes.
And during those 3 presidential elections, you have never initiated an investigation at the FBI looking into whether a foreign government interfered in our elections the same way you did in this particular instance, correct?
I would say I personally know, but the FBI quite obviously has how do you defense an attack such as the Russians undertook in 2016?
Now, Director Mueller, is there any information you'd like to share with this committee that you have not so far today?
That's a broad question. And it'd take me a while to get an answer to it, but I'd say no.
Mr.
Why
Mueller,
not? Come on, give it up, Mueller.
you said that every American should pay very close attention to the systematic and sweeping fashion in which the Russians interfered in our democracy.
Everybody's passing the buck.
Are you concerned that we are not doing enough currently to prevent this from happening again?
I'll speak generally, and what I said in my opening statement this morning, and here that no, much more needs to be done in order to protect against this intrusions, not just by the Russians, but others as well.
Thank you, Director.